A tiny foal all alone, trembling in the darkening forest, the wind whispering through the trees, and somewhere, far too close, hungry eyes watching. Can you hear it? The soft whimper of fear? The low growl creeping through the shadows? This is a story of danger, of courage, and of a rescue no one saw coming. It was late afternoon, the sun dipping behind the tall pines of Shadow Ridge Forest. The golden light faded. Long shadows stretched across the ground, and in a quiet clearing, a small chestnut foal stood alone. His coat was dappled with dust, his legs shaky, his wide eyes filled with fear. His name was Sonny, just weeks old, separated from his herd during a violent thunderstorm the night before. He had wandered and wandered, his tiny hooves dragging through leaves and mud, exhaustion pulling at every step. He cried out a soft, trembling whinny, but no one answered, and deep in the trees, something heard. Yellow eyes blinked in the dark, low silent, watching. A pack of wolves, lean, hungry, and patient. Their leader, a large gray wolf with a scar across his nose. They called him Razor, lifted his head, sniffed the air, and growled softly. The hunt was on. They moved like shadows, spreading out, circling the helpless foal. Sonny froze. His ears twitched. His nostrils flared. He smelled something sharp, wild, dangerous. He tried to run, but his legs gave way, and he fell. Just then, from the edge of the forest, a powerful shape stepped forward. Thunder, a massive black stallion, his coat like polished stone, his muscles rippling beneath his skin. He was the leader of a small herd that lived near the edge of the valley. Strong, proud, and fiercely protective, he had been grazing peacefully when he heard the foal's cry, and something inside him snapped, his ears pinned back. He stomped a hoof, thud, the sound like distant thunder. His eyes locked onto the wolves. He didn't hesitate. With a mighty neigh that ripped through the silence, thunder charged. Hooves pounded the earth like war drums. The wolves turned, startled, as the massive stallion thundered toward them. Razor snarled, crouched low, but Thunder was too fast, too powerful. He reared up, front hooves slashed in the air, then crashed down with force that shook the ground. The wolves scattered. For a moment they hesitated. Hunger fought with fear. But Thunder stood firm, his body shielding the fallen foe, his breath heavy, his eyes blazing. Then, from the bushes, a new sound. A sharp yip. A small, golden-gray coyote emerged. Lean, quick, eyes sharp as glass. Her name was Ember. She lived on the edge of the forest, alone, but not unkind. She wasn't supposed to be here. Coyotes didn't help horses. But Ember had seen Thunder before. She respected him. And now, she saw the foal. Without a second thought, she darted into the clearing. The wolves turned toward her, snarled, but Ember was faster. She snapped at their heels, danced around them, her high-pitched barks cutting through the tension like knives. Chaos. Thunder used the moment. He turned to Sonny, nudged him gently with his nose. Get up, little one, his eyes seemed to say. Sonny struggled, wobbled, but stood. Ember kept the wolves distracted, drawing them away, buying precious seconds. Thunder stayed close, guiding Sonny toward safer ground, step by step, through the trees, past the roots and rocks. The herd, sensing the danger, came running, mares and foals, galloping from a meadow, their hooves like rolling thunder. The wolves looked up, saw the numbers, saw the fury in the horses' eyes. Razor let out a frustrated growl, then turned, vanishing into trees. One by one, the pack followed. Silence returned. Sonny leaned against Thunder, breathing hard. Safe. Ember stood a few feet away, panting, her coat dusty, but her head high. Thunder turned to her, looked into her eyes, and gave a soft, deep snort. Not a threat. A thank you. Ember tilted her head, gave one quiet yip, then slipped back into the forest. The next morning, the herd began the long journey home. Sonny was weak, his steps unsteady. Thunder walked beside him, nudging him gently when he stumbled. Keep going, you're not alone. They crossed streams, climbed gentle hills, the mares watching over Sonny like a circle of protectors. And then, as they reached the edge of the forest, who should appear but Ember again, She stepped out slowly, tail low, eyes calm. She didn't come too close, just watched, ready. Thunder nodded to her. The foal even took a few steps forward, sniffed the air, let out a soft whinny. Ember wagged her tail once, then fell into step beside them, not too close, but close enough. They reached the open plains by late afternoon, the golden grass waving the wind. The herd let out joyful calls. Free, safe, but peace didn't last. The next day, hoofbeats echoed across the land. Not horses, riders, men on horseback, ropes in hand, eyes sharp with greed. "Get the black one," said the leader, a man with a weathered face and a cracked hat. "And the foal, they'll fetch a good price." Thunder's ears flattened, his muscles tensed. The herd panicked. The mares closed around Sunny. But Thunder stood tall, and just as the first lasso spun through the air, a small, fast shape darted from the tree line. Ember, she barked, lunged at the riders' horses, snapped at their legs. The horses bucked. Riders cursed, balance lost. Thunder charged, neigh, knocking one rider's horse sideways. The herd bolted. But this time, they weren't running away. They were running together. And from the rocky cliffs in the distance, another sound rose. Thundering hooves. A second herd. Wild mustangs, led by a great gray stallion named Stormhoof. They came like a storm, powerful, fearless. The riders looked around, outnumbered, outmatched. They turned and fled. Dust rose, then settled. Thunder and Stormhoof met in the middle. Two leaders, two warriors. They stood silent. Then Stormhoof dipped his head, a sign of respect. The herds, once separate, began to merge. The mares welcomed the newcomers. Sunny nuzzled a young mare, who gently licked his forehead. Ember watched from a small hill, then turned, ready to return to the forest. But Thunder called to her, a soft, low whinny. She paused, looked back, and for the first time, she didn't disappear. She came back. Days passed. The combined herd grew stronger. Sunny grew stronger. He ran, he played, he stood tall. And every night, Thunder stood guard. Ember patrolled the edges. Stormhoof watched the horizon. They had learned something powerful, something deep. That courage isn't always loud. That strength doesn't always come from size. And that sometimes the most unlikely friend can change everything. The greatest power in the world is not in fighting alone, but in standing together. If this story moved you, if it reminded you that even the smallest act of kindness can save a life, then please hit like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments who your unexpected hero has been. Because sometimes all it takes is one brave heart to change the world.